we're good to go, but it says nobody's watching. Oh well. Like I said, oh, hey, there's Gwen. Nice to see you. Hello, hello. All right. So I am running a little bit behind, but oops, don't mean that loud. But that's mostly due to the fact that I went over South Post Office and got the braid out to Ian. So you should definitely get it in time, barring weird weather things, which I know is something that people feel you shouldn't say, but I'm not too worried about it. So I got to get some more of these flags cut out. I got about 2 left. So for those that may not have seen the community note, I got my ADD prescription back. And despite the fact that one doctor was saying that, you're allergic, can't take it anymore, whatnot, I don't even want you on that type of medicines. The doctor I got in to see, just requested to see a doctor, first one available, whatnot, decided that, well, you were doing so well on it that we'll put you back on it again. Got me. But at least I got something going again. And know to wear sunglasses if the sunlight gets bright. So do what I can with what I got. So if I'm behaving a bit differently tonight, that's probably why. Oh, for those who have not heard, apparently Megan Fox's channel is got struck and she's on a 7-day ban because the lawyer that is stalking and harassing her, in my opinion, decided to strike her channel for, did strike her channel for her putting on like a 30-second voicemail thing, which she received from the recipient, which, there should be no problem with doing that. But I don't know if the guy's claiming copyright or whatever, but yeah, it's BS. She's streaming over on Rumble right now. I think she's doing a Sims thing. I'd say go and watch her, except I'd like you to stay here for a while. But when I'm done, go watch her over there. She's under Megan Fox Writer and Megan Fox Investigates. Either one of them searching for it should get you to her channel. Let's see. Now we got 3 people watching now. I didn't do my usual ads for this because I was running late and doing other stuff, getting things ready. I'm actually apparently able to focus on more than one thing at a time, so I've been trying to get caught up on some things. This Friday, I'm going to do the follow-up lung CT scan because I have the meeting with the lung doctor the following Friday, and I'd like to make sure that she has time for test results to get to her, because it's not as productive of an appointment if you go for a review of a test that they haven't received yet. I had to do that with my rheumatologist. It took like 3.5 weeks for blood tests to come back, which fortunately you're okay. And did get an overtime shift scheduled this Friday, so I'll do that, the lung scan, and then got a travel meeting for social appointment Saturday, which will take up about half the day Saturday, but Friday evening and probably a good chunk of Sunday, I'm going to try and get the garage/shop back into shape so that I can start doing stuff out there. I've got the computer that I use to control the CNC router back up and running. So once I actually get it cleaned up, I can start making parts for Taka-Dais and other stuff. I'm thinking I should probably go ahead and come up with a master parts list for my Taka-Dais and how much they run, So I have a better idea if I'm making money or not on them. All right, I think I got all the flags done. Let's see. 4 people on YouTube, according to StreamYard, and 3 on YouTube's. Let's see. So far, it's just me on Rumble. So we have 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 28, 56. So we are just a little over halfway through. So we need to push it if you want to get the rest of the way done tonight. I don't think we will, but it's a worthy goal. In my not so humble opinion. All right, so we'll be doing orange next. Make sure that's penny again. I'm also hoping I won't be quite as tired as I have been, so keep moving. I'll probably go until about 9 o'clock Eastern. We are ready to go. Just move that a little bit so the angle going up through the holes, so off center. Let's see, Glenn, the guy that struck Megan's channel must be embarrassed by the voicemail he left. He is a lawyer who has taken on the Lynette and John What the Hales case in federal court as their attorney. And a lot of the online stuff that he's been talking to people about, from what they've been saying, is he's trying to use this to drum up people to do PR for his side and trying to get himself on more channels. He's trying to do this as a YouTube career, but it seems like he's being going about it the right way, in my opinion. But I'm just going by what I've been hearing on some of the channels. And I don't know if her not able to stream for 7 days is she can't appear on anybody else's stream, because I know sometimes they do that as part of their restrictions. Sometimes they don't. I'd invite her onto my channel, but I'm probably way too small for her to want to hop on here. Plus, she does have Rumble, so she's able to get out there. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a little staticky today. Let's see. But yeah, the there we go. Let's see. That's a little better. Make it a little easier to tie the knot. So as far as tying the knot, I've already done that with Lisa Storm. Yeah, Dennis, or I forget what his name is. But yeah, he seems to spend most of his time watching Megan and a few other people's channels. Which for most of the lawyers I know implies very highly that he doesn't actually have a lot of work in general. Let's see. Yeah. Static is trying to pull it apart, but the tension isn't too bad. So, got a little bit of unevenness here. We missed it out a little bit. And see if I can't use the super glue to fix the tension issue. Yeah, it's not a whole lot of tension difference, like maybe a 1/4 inch on one strand. All right, so I got to pull it tight, got a little bit of a twist so they're all touching each other. And let's get this little bit of super glue on here. I gotta be careful. I don't want to get super glue on my floor up here. Give it a second to bond. Yep. Still had one loose or whatever. It looks like it was, no, not quite tacky enough to actually hold after that. But it does look like it's holding in place long enough I can probably redo it. Let's try this again. Hopefully that'll do it. Wait a few seconds for that. All right. Yeah, reasonably close. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Apparently, I got some really dry, scratchy skin today. After I get this one done, I think I have the moisturizing cream. Let's see where I put it. I'll catch up with the chat right after this one here. As I say, I got a bunch of new chats. And up and under the first one, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, over 6, under 7, over 8, under 9, over 10, under 11, 12, 13, 14, and under 15. This up. Let's even with the rest. Take off the oldest flag. I got 4 here. I must have, no, 3 is what I leave it at. That's right. And take that one off. All right. And I read these, or responded to these, but Gwen says that guy that struck me in his channel must be embarrassed by the voicemail he left. And oh, that guy. And oh, looks like the strings don't want to associate with each other. Stays back 6 feet. Yeah, just about. And Gwen says, hey, everyone, checking in. Please hit that like button, please. Thank you very much for that. Hey, Eric Olson, good to see you on. Saying hi to me and Gwen. It's good to have you back. It's been a little while. Gwen says, hello, Eric Olson. And Eric Olson says, how are you both? I'm actually doing really good today. My ADD med prescription got renewed yesterday, so I've got high hopes. I've got high hopes. He's got that high hopes. High apple pie in the sky hopes. Yeah, my voice sucks for singing. And Gwen says, I'm doing pretty good tonight. Thank you for something. How are you doing? All right. And let's get on for the next one. I'm going to mist it down a little bit more before I start. Tama's in place. For those that play Pokemon Go, I got a shiny Giratina in a raid today, which I thought was pretty nice. I forget which form it is. It's the one without the legs. I'm forgetting something. Oh, thank you for asking. Okay. Yeah, sometimes my brain doesn't want to put in the right word, and the ones that it does put in just don't make any sense. Alrighty. Let's get this show on the road again. Make sure I got all of them, because one of them was just a little bit short. Okay. All right. And one was wrapped around the bottom of one of those cones, but after that, it's good. Yeah, the first braid or part of the first braid setting up with new cones sometimes can be a little difficult and frustrating with the so do have a short one here. Let's put that a little longer. And the rest of them don't go. I'm gonna walk back. But yeah, I've been having fun with Pokemon Go and Ingress on my drives to and from work. I can pull over and catch stuff and see things that I can do. Ingress has a event going on for that memories or base memories or something like that. And they have like campaign goals, and I'm actually going to go get all of those. I haven't been playing Ingress as much lately, so it's nice change there. Kind of stopped playing as much with Ingress when I had my daily hack streak at like 1,900 some days, and then I just accidentally missed one, and the crushing disappointment, metaphorically speaking, it wasn't that bad, but it was like, I don't have this big, giant, extremely long daily activity that I've been doing for years to still keep going. That wasn't quite as strong of an urge to play, but I still have fun with it. I actually started playing Ingress right after Pokemon Go, because I heard you were able to use it to set up gyms and Pokestops if you played Ingress, because at that point, Ingress was the only game that Niantic was doing that would let you add locations to their the geolocation stuff database. Now they're letting everybody do it through their Wayfarer thing, but for a while it was just Ingress players and only high-level ones, and they started expanding it. But I've been playing more with Pokemon Go lately. My roommate likes playing Pokemon Go a lot, and so it's a chance to interact with her, because she's not able to get out of the house as much anymore, and so I can help her do some stuff that she couldn't normally do with the mobility issues she has. So I think that's a nice thing to do. I have fun with it. And yes, I do usually post my Pokemon Go trainer code. With the video descriptions So I'll usually accept friendship invites, though if somebody invites me to a remote, to use a remote ticket for a raid, and they're the only one there, and then they leave after I waste the ticket on what needs to be a multi-person raid, I'll probably unfriend them at that point. And yes, that has actually happened to me. That was very frustrating. So behind and under 1, over 2, over 3, over 4, 5, over 6, over 7, over 8, 9, over 10, under 11, over 12, under 13, over 14, and under 15, which means we are 60 tama in, which means we have 40 left. We are 3/5 of the way through. We catch up. Erica says just okay here, just the usual. And Gwen explaining what the acronym was. And Gwen, you got a shiny? That's cool. I haven't ever seen a shiny one yet. Actually, let me see if I can. Come on. Recent. Gotta turn down the screen brightness, otherwise you can't really see anything. Let's see. That's the shiny. There we go. And Erica says, now I see the crab dancing and Moana singing shiny. And Gwen says, I've got quite a few shiny dragons on my merge dragon game, though. They leave a trail of rainbows as they fly around. And Eric Olson, I feel for her. I haven't been out of the house since moving here. I can't do the steps. Yeah, one of the next things we're going to do on the house is we're going to do kind of like a wraparound porch that's covered, so we can like go outside when the weather's nice and not have like rain or too much sunlight. But we're also going to add a ramp so that it's easier for our roommate to get in and out. And Gwen says, that's cool. Thank you very much, Gwen. All right, let me get the brightness back to a normal level. And it's time for an orange one. Great. Looks like it's going to be a cozy stream tonight. I also noticed I'm down to about 3,600 watch hours for the last 12 months. So I'm going to try and be streaming more regularly because I don't want to drop down far enough that they want to demonetize me. They've done it once before, they can do it again. But yeah, I was originally monetized way back when they first did it, but I wasn't really producing anything. Oops, that's what the town is in place. I wasn't really producing anything at that time. I just had a couple of videos that were relatively well watched. My Power Hammer one, and the one Kumihimo braid I did. And so I got monetized. I got like $30 in ad revenue way back when. Never actually withdrew it. It's been SG'd back to the state of Pennsylvania. I should say back. They didn't have it in the first place, but it's been SG'd to the state. And for those that aren't aware of it, inactive bank accounts and the like, after a certain amount of time, get turned over to the state. And you can like reclaim it. But if you don't, they keep it. And there's actually some businesses where what they would do is they would go through different state portals or whatever and see who was owed money based off of what. And then they'd try and contact the person who was owed the money, who owned the money originally, and get them to pay a finder's fee to do it. But most of the consumer advocacy shows I'm aware of say if you're getting this, this is probably where the money actually is, and this is how you find it, and you don't need to pay for that because it's something you can do yourself. It's fortunately at this point in my life, I don't need to actually track down and get the $30 back. I may down the road, but I don't have to do it today. Might have to. Oops. There we go. Let's pull this tight. Make sure I get a nice even tension. And I think I'm going to spray the end because it's still doing that. Trying to pretend it's an octopus thing. There we go. And I did DM Ian the tracking number for the braid, so he knows where, when it's going to be at the post office box. I can pick it up, but it should be there hopefully at least a week before he needs it. Oh, I also recorded a video for YouTube Shorts. I did a little video of the braid and said that if you want a chance to get this braid, go to Ian's Extra Life fundraising stream. I'm going to include a link to it in the description for the video. And, you might possibly be able to get this when it gets auctioned off. I think that'll be a little bit of thing I can do to help increase the people watching his fundraising stream. Alrighty. At least I hope you'll enjoy it or find it useful. I'm saying I'll play a lot today. I'll keep an eye on that. I don't want to say that as my verbal replacement for Tom. Feels like Jim Carrey doing, alrighty then. And while I appreciate him as a comic, I'm finding myself liking him as a person less and less as he gets older. But that won't stop me from seeing his movies if I find them interesting. Some I do, some I don't. I still don't really care that much for awkward social comedy, the public embarrassment type thing. So under 1 over 2, under 3 over 4, under 5 over 6, under 7 over 8, under 9 over 10, under 11 over 12, under 13 over 14, under 15, and over 16. Just realized I forgot to take the flag off that last black one that went through. So I'll have to take that off as well. Like 1, 2, 3, and this one off. And 1, 2, 3, and take the one off there. And let's catch up the chat real quick again. All right. Eric Olson says, I'm looking for another house, ground level, no crawl space, or one with a ramp, and preferably no rats, mice, roaches, or spiders. That sounds like a reasonable expectation. I hope you find something in the gardens. That's some good goals you got there, Erica. And hey, it's Raymond YYC. Hey, from Calgary. I'll wave. It's good to see you here, Raymond. I don't know if you saw the community post I did when I said I wasn't going to be able to stream yesterday because I was tired. But that's also the day I was able to get my ADD med prescription renewed. Interestingly enough, it's the same medicine that the one doctor didn't want me to keep taking anymore, but the other one didn't seem to have a problem with it. So I'm not going to argue. I got something, and hopefully I can start working on getting things done that I want to get done. I need to get some Taka-Dais made. I need to make up warping stands. I need to get my business website set up for being able to sell this stuff. I need to stream more. I need to get this braid done for Kurt. I need to get Hayden's braid design, whatnot, fairly soon, so that I can do his braid. Then I believe it is Andrea Burkhart. And then Megan Fox, I believe, is the current list. Other people that I want to do, but I don't want to schedule it out too far. I did actually rescind one I was going to do, but since I didn't officially say I was going to do it, I just quietly dropped it from the list, and now I'm not going to say who it is. But I will say that the people that I do braids for are the ones I respect. So if I lose respect, I'm probably not going to do a braid. And one of the reasons I'm not mentioning is because I'm not trying to influence what they do. It's just, this is what I do. If I don't feel like doing it for somebody, I'm not going to do it. Go. Oh, in case I didn't mention it, Rain Man, I did see your DM and I did give it a thumbs up because that's definitely a cool 3D miniature or 3D printed miniature. If I was looking at it right, that's a filament, not a resin print job. I have a 3D printer in the garage that I haven't used in over a year. That's a really nice Delta filament one. And I also have used of the one that I got from my roommate that's a resin printer that I have free permission to set it up and figure out how to work it so that she can use it in the future. It's been almost a year and I still haven't done it. Another thing I would like to do. Actually, that's one of the things I can try and do this this weekend is get the 3D printer moved in from the garage to the basement. I have an enclosure for it so I can run it without the cats deciding to attack the print head, which may be amusing except for the fact that that thing gets pretty hot and I don't want the cats hurt. I also don't want them to screw up the prints. But the cat's not getting hurt is the higher priority. I did originally do a test print or two up here when I first got it, actually almost 2 years ago now. And it made a lot of noise because the wood floor was flexing when it was printing over it. And so I figured in the basement on the concrete pad at the bottom of the basement should be just fine for being able to print from. That looks about right. Bring it around, go behind, as in away from me. And then under 1, over 2, 3, over 4, under 5, over 6, under 7, over 8, under 9, over 10, under 11. Oops, that one go. Okay. Under 11, over 12. We've got a tension issue. Under 13. over 14, over 15, and over 16. Which means we've got 64 tama in place. We are almost we are almost to the 2/3 mark. 1, 2, 3. Go. Gonna squeeze these down a bit again, so I got room for more. Let me catch up with chat. And Glenn says, "Hero Rainman YYC," and hello. Yeah, he's also, I would consider him a hero for his impressive recovery from having a stroke. And hey, Progrion, welcome, welcome. Here I am, awake again. And it's pretty late where you are, so it's nice that you were able to drop in with us. And Glenn says, welcome back, Progrion. And Progrion says, something I was wondering, I wanted to ask before I went to bed. The ring you always start with, do you keep it tied on or do you cut it off and make a tassel? This deep, let me take this chat down so you can see what it is. This D ring here, it's a little out of focus. Let me see if I can't get it a little better. All right, there we go. The D ring here, this is zip tie. So I cut this off. This ring can be used either to hang it from things, or it could be used to as like a belt buckle. The other end, I do a actually I've got one here I can show you. So it needs a little bit of combing, but I do a tassel type thing. I take some of the silk thread and I wrap it around a fair amount, and then kind of like pull it through. This part here, you can like steam and comb it where it looks nice. But that's kind of how I finish the braid. And yeah, there we go. Blue with yellow lines or yellow with blue lines. And sometimes I'll do 2 D-ring. It makes it a much more easy to use. It makes it easier to use as a belt. So what you can do is you can see if I can remember how to do this. Yep. All right. So you just put the end through here, where they're both like that. Then flip it around over the one. Look at the other here, and then it actually works pretty well. Sorry, the camera is like 90 degrees to where I would want it to be. Got a nice belt there. And if you only have the one ring, you can also use it as a belt by kind of like doing here, over, wrap it around like that. And we've got there we go. And let's see. Alrighty, let me catch up with chat again. Okay. Anyway, I hope that was helpful, program. And Raymond YC is correct. PLA filament resin is messy and makes fumes, also sensitive to sunlight. Yeah, I would be doing mine in the basement. We have a window that I can vent the fumes through. And I would have like an enclosure with like a fan to vent the fumes for that, so it doesn't bother the cats or anybody at the house. But I haven't had a chance to actually do it yet. And Glenn says, Torin, could you stream or film the setup? I'd watch that for the printer. Yeah, I could do that. Just run a camera downstairs and actually you just move the laptop and run the stream for that. Jen Edwards and Leonidas Kitty. Hey, it's good to see you on. It's been a while. Welcome back. Hey, everyone. Driving, so I can't talk much right now. No worries on that. It's good to have you here, Jen. And give Leonidas a pat for us. And Gwen says, hey, Jen Edwards and Leonidas the kitty. Hello. Raymond Wayosi, I bet you can make some unique bowstrings with the right equipment. Yep, Kumihimo on the Mardai, I've known people who've used it for bowstrings. And Programs is interesting. Thanks for the answer. Yeah, no problem. We're always here to help. And good night, Ben. You have a good one, Program. I will try and figure a way so that I can get the locals chat up and running on the posts I do. I just didn't do any advertising on this one prior to the, coming home, so alrighty. And let's see, we got one person watching on Rumble. Keep saying already. I guess some more variation in that. And I just did a black one, so orange is next. Let's see if I can remember to set the tama in place because I've forgotten the last couple of times. I'm also getting more woodworking tools. So I'm going to probably start making some mardais as well soon. There's a bunch of different ways you can make them. Okay. This end isn't going to spaz out. Just about survive off of it in the desert for a while. Speaking of survival, I picked up a new audiobook in the Black Tide Rising series. It's a series by John Ringo. He wrote the first 4 books in the series, and he started letting other people write in his universe. Jason Cordova and I think Charles Gannon are the 2 that I'm aware of. I think Mike Massa was the 3rd one. But basically, Black Tide Rising is a series where the zombie apocalypse is not supernatural. Somebody designed the H7D3 virus to spread like influenza. And then after a certain amount of time, another virus that's built into it expresses and it causes permanent brain damage that turns people into essentially overly hungry zombies. They're still alive. They just have recoverable brain damage and overwhelming animalistic desire to eat everything. The virus that they did for that is somewhat similar to rabies as far as they know the parts of the brains to attack. And interestingly enough, for living zombies, if they become zombies and can't figure out how to like work a doorknob or do anything else other than like go after people, you have a problem where if they've got clothes on, they get impacted with waste and won't survive that. So whoever made the virus triggered it to where it would cause an overwhelming itching sensation or like bugs on the skin sensation right before it did its permanent brain damage. So people would like take their clothes off right before they turned into the zombies. So A, they don't die, and B, it makes it really, really hard to do a theatrical movie or series based off of these books. But the main storyline follows a family where the father is a former Australian paratrooper. His brother is a bank high-end security consultant, and they get a little bit of advance warning of what's going to happen, and they are able to, the bank thing is able to come up with a functional vaccine, though at the point they get it, society's pretty much collapsing, so they're not able to really get it to anybody except their executives and the family in question, because they helped the father's brother to do what was needed to be able to get the get their vaccine production setup going. So the family goes out onto the Atlantic Ocean in a boat, because that's the best way to avoid land-bound ravaging hordes of living zombies. And then they figure after a little while, okay, we're out here, and we don't want to spend our entire lives out here till we run out of supplies. So let's see what we can do about trying to get society back up and running. And it runs about 4 books. The main character, the family has 2 teenage daughters who wind up being really, really competent at killing zombies. And since they're immune because of the vaccine, that helps a lot. But they start off rescuing people from ships and cruise liners and things like that, where there were a bunch of people that got turned into zombies. So, I like the series. It's a fun read. It's one of the ones that I'll catch. Like every so often, I'll re-listen to the audiobooks. All right. And I wonder if I should also do this as Torrens Kumihimo and book reviews. Ooh, thank you very much, Rainman YYC. Just saw this. Rainman YYC gifted 5 memberships, and the members that got it were Gwen, Phoenix, Wendy H, Kenny Peterson, and Kristen M96. So if you got that, please definitely thank Rainman YYC for your memberships. And hi, Chang. Welcome, welcome. Hi. How are you all? Doing pretty good here. I'm back on my ADD meds, so I'm hoping that I'm a lot more productive in the near future. And Gwen says, thank you so much, Rainman YYC. Hey, you got it even before I asked people to do that. And Chang, I did that, Gwen. Thanks for the reminder. And Rainman YYC, hey, I've Chang. And I've Chang, hello from Gwen. And Rainman YYC had another milestone yesterday, returned my loan of medical equipment to the Red Cross. Woohoo! Yay! Yay! That's great to hear. And Gwen says, Rainman YYC, let's see, we got 3 confetti poppers, a heart, smiley face, and clapping hands. And hey, Phoenix, thank you for the gifted membership, Rainman YYC. Alrighty. Let's see, you just did an orange one, so the next one is going to be black. The other thing I was listening to today was more SCP entries read off by the Vulcan, which is a fairly large channel. I believe the channel belongs to somebody somewhere in the Commonwealth nations. I don't know if he's British or whatnot, but that's kind of my impression from the accent. They do a fairly decent American accent. Get a little bit of loose thread on this one. Let me get that off. Yep. Almost got it all cleaned off. Yep. So we're doing black. Yes, yep. I guess we're starting to get into winter dryness here. It's definitely gotten cold the last few days. We've wound up closing most of the windows in the house. Haven't turned on the heater yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be fairly soon. It's got slightly below freezing a couple of times, but not that far. And I know everybody who's watching it from Canada is going, ha! Do you think you know what cold is? You don't. No, I did spend 5 years living in Montana and about 20 or so living in Idaho, which are pretty far north in the U.S., and they are part of the edge between the Rockies and the Plains, so a lot of the weather tends to carry on through. Idaho gets hot in the summer and sometimes very, very cold, and not Canada cold, but definitely colder than a lot of places. Get that one tied off. Work our way back here, and go. Flag is in place. Get this magnet back there, and nice clean cutoff. And just to be safe, put a misting. Speaking of which, I'll have to talk to Mrs. Torn and maybe a roommate about doing a reading for the Eye of Argon. I think we can do the misted version, because that's definitely funnier. Though if they don't want to do it, I might just do a reading myself. It's been a while since I've done it. I'll get a PDF made of it if I don't have a PDF of it. I think I'd have a text file of it. Might just do a dedicated reading for that. You'll get to hear me do all the funny voices, which are pretty much like one or two other voices with a bad Russian accent. Well, probably not a bad Russian accent. It would have to sound like Russian to be a Russian accent. It's just a bad accent. All right. That's good on the tension. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Now we're getting close to an hour in. Now we're past the 2/3 mark. We can get past the 3/4 mark before we're done. But I did get a relatively decent night's sleep last night. Had a fairly good day at work today. I'm feeling in a pretty good mood. Alrighty. Still saying already. Behind and under. Number 1. Over 2. Number 3. Over 4. Number 5. Over 6. Number 7. Over 8. Number 9. Over 10. Under 11. Over 12. Under 13. Over 14. Under 15. Over 16. And under 17. All right, that's 34. 68. Yep, we're definitely past the 2/3 mark. Just barely, but we are past it. All right. Let's take off the oldest flag. 1, 2, 3. And there's 4. We get a little further along, I'll probably drop it down to like 2 flags. Catch up with chat real quick here. Rayman YYC says, I'll tell you my North Carolina driving in the snow story sometime. Let me guess, you are the only person who had any idea how to drive, and it's about all you can do to avoid the crazy people who don't know how to drive and don't know how to stay off the road when they need to. I've been through things like that. And I'm Chang here in Minnesota. It's finally nice and cold out tonight. Yep, Minnesota, you definitely can get the cold. And Glenn says it's currently 46 here in Michigan. Let's see, what is the temperature right now? It is currently 48 degrees. UV index is low. Considering the sun set a little while ago, I just hope it's low. And Don Meyer, welcome, welcome. It's good to see you on. Michigan here too. Winter is setting in. Yep. All right, so we are looking like we got about 8 people on YouTube, 2 people on Twitter, and hey, 2 people watching on Rumble. If you Rumble folks feel like chatting, StreamYard is supposed to feed it through to me. Though, when Danny was talking on her thing about getting on Rumble as well, she wasn't able to see the super chats, which lets me know I should probably go ahead and track down that Chrome plugin that keeps track of Rumble super chats like StreamYard does for Twitter, for YouTube ones. All right. So, orange next. Okay. Get the tama in place. Don't forget that. It's much easier when you remember them. That box is almost empty. Then I've got 2 more in a box, another box, and then some in a bag. Might need to have some stuff cut off of them, so we'll have to see how it goes. All right, this one's still relatively humid, so I don't have to spray it to have the end not be overly dry. The other might need a spritz. I see your chat, Raymond ROC, and that reminded me of the story I don't think I've told on the channel here that I will tell as soon as if this wasn't done, catch up with chat. I think you'll appreciate it. Yep. Go. Halfway point. Let's get a flag put on. And go. Let's mist it before we do the cutting. Go. At least loosen the tension on it. Wants to static spread apart, but the end seems to be staying together. Makes it easier to tie the knot. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Even, yep. No tension issues on this one. Let's roll this end up. And my right bicep is still sore. I need to start doing weightlifting exercises where I work the muscles opposite the bicep because I use them a lot when I'm deburring at work. I need to build up the other side so I don't have the repetitive strain type thing going on with it. Too much strength on one side, not enough on the other. Let's put that here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, under 11, over 12, over 13, over 14, over 15, over 16, over 17, and over 18. This one up even. Go. Pull off the oldest flag. Go. And Gwen says, hey to Donmar. And Raymond YYC says, roads were closed, got stopped by a sheriff, showed my New Brunswick, Canada driver's license. Sheriff said, Sheriff, yeah, okay, you know what you're doing. Well, I'm glad to know that you were okay and that you weren't dealing with crazy idiots who didn't know how to drive the weather. So, the story that reminded me of. So, I was living in California for a few years. This was like 93 to 96. So I was like 23, 24 to like 27. And I had gotten a job back in Idaho. And so I was needing to drive up. I had a day the job was supposed to start, so I needed to be there for that. So I am, we just did orange to black next. So I am driving along past Sacramento not too long ago, getting ready to head up over Donner Pass into Nevada. And it's starting to snow and whatnot. And I think, crap, I don't have any chains on me. And I know when they close down the pass or whatever, you're occasionally required to have chains. I'm also getting pretty tired. My as yet undiagnosed daytime sleepiness or whatever. So I'm on my way, climbing up Donner Pass. The snow's starting to get bad. I'm getting tired. I need a nap. I pull off at an exit. And I sleep like about 3 or 4 hours. I'm just like the exit off ramp. I wake up. Figured, okay, it stopped snowing, but it's still, roads are pretty heavily covered with snow. So I'm just going to take it easy. I know I don't have chains, but I'm used to driving in snowy and icy conditions. My tires aren't too bad. So I figured, okay, I will go ahead and go. And then I notice as I'm going up that the roads are like, nobody's on the roads. Thinking, wow, this is nice because some of the other drivers were definitely not people I wanted to be around. And I'm on the road for probably about half an hour. I'm getting really close to the summit. There's an exit that says it's got like gas and other amenities, and it's starting to be like getting close to like I think it was like close to 3 or 4 a.m. Not ready to be sunlight yet, but I was still feeling a little bit hungry since I'd slept a bit. So I pull off, stop at the convenience store there, grab a couple of things, and rats. The end on this was cut through. Let me wrap her off here, see if I can't make another knot here real quick. I comment that it's been pretty nice driving. I haven't really seen anybody else on the roads. They said, oh, they closed down the interstate like a couple hours back. So apparently they had it closed off higher up. And when I stopped to go to sleep, I'll just retension that. Let's see. Yeah, I got it here. I'm just going to cut this off and retie it and tie a new knot on there. So anyway, yeah, they had moved the road closed signs below my exit from above my exit while I was sleeping. And nobody saw me sitting off on the off-ramp. So I went from, I don't remember if it was like change required or it was actually closed. But I think it was closed. And I was hoping that I just wouldn't hit any of the change required checkpoints. But I drove through it okay. I didn't do any slip sliding near accidents or anything like that. And got up over the top of the pass. And on the downward side, the sun started coming up, and it was an absolutely wonderful, beautiful view of all that fresh snow. And I made it back to Boise, Idaho without any real issue. But yeah, I was driving well enough. I didn't realize the road needed to be closed, and was closed. All right, there we go. I can have the leader. So make sure I'm grabbing all of the threads and pull it back to retension it. I'm gonna spray the end a little bit just to make sure that I'm not having any issues. Let's see. This is feeling a little weird. Some of it. Okay, I only got some of them. Just make sure this is tensioned properly. Got a couple of threads here that it's not wanting to pull even on. I think I got it now. Let's make sure they're all pulled back here so I have even tension when I tie the knot. I know you guys can't see it, sorry. All right, looks like I've got it decently. Let's go ahead and spray mist the end again. See any ones that look like they're overly long or short. And at least I didn't have to do any, Donner Pass, Party of 5, Donner Party of 4, not Donner Pass, Donner. The old restaurant joke. That's one. If I have any lingering tension issues, I should be able to resolve that with a little bit of forgetting to put the tie off of the frame here. Yep. All right, let's get this rolled up. Looks like, and the fact that I'm having a hard time starting to roll up because it keeps wanting to slip. Looks like we're okay on tension issues. I'm not seeing any thread that's hanging loose. Like I said, now I'm going to I didn't pull it off this end. I was doing enough pressure on it. All right. Oops, the flag. It's a little bit more out. Like I said, not in place. Almost tied around my fingers. And behind and under number 1. And over 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. 9. Over 10. Number 11. Over 12. Number 13. Over 14. 15. 16. 17 and over 18. So we are at 72. Almost to the 3/4 mark. So yeah, it looks like I will get to 3/4. And it's only been an hour and 10 minutes. Should be doing pretty decent. I'm doing pretty decently. Let's take off the oldest flag. There we go. Orange next. Catch up with chat. Looks like nothing new since last time. Let's see. Still got 2 other people on Rumble. Oh, while I'm at it, I should probably go ahead and see if I can set up for a redirect if anybody's available. All right. Content. That. Edit. Customization. And let's see who's available for a redirect. All right. Looks like Nick Starro is doing Young Thug. Don't see anybody else yet. So I'll go ahead and set up for him. Yeah. Let's see. He's either up late or up early. It's probably about midnight, 1 a.m. his time. So Orange next. Let's have the tama first. Don't forget. The last 2 of these on the box. And remember where I set the other container with the remaining ones, because if I can't find it, this is going to end the stream a little prematurely. And orange next. It's weird. I like orange flavoring, but I'm not necessarily so hot about oranges themselves. Kind of have to be in a mood to have them. Probably due to the fact that I really don't like grapefruit, and eating orange out of the flavor is kind of close to eating grapefruit. And admittedly, while I don't like grapefruit flavor, it's much harder to eat a lemon or a lime correctly. That's walking this one back. And tape it in the middle. For those that like writing advice, the Writer Dojo podcast was nice listening to this morning. Larry is doing a progression fantasy, which he did clarify is not actually lit RPG, where you've got like an actual game system that the characters sometimes know the mechanics to, but it is a progression fantasy, being the 0 to hero progression of the main character. He's already got 20,000 words written in it in the 2 weeks he's been working on it, which is pretty good. That's about the rate he likes to do, or a little bit better. I think when he's writing, he says he likes to do about 10,000 words a week, or 2,000 words a day. He takes off Saturday and Sunday. And he just finished up a 6-book series, so he's having fun changing genres and stuff like that. Because one of the things he doesn't like to do as an author is to stagnate, essentially write the same thing over and over again. He likes to stretch and grow, which I can understand. But he's doing a business and writing experiment with this one, where he's doing it as a discovery writer when he is normally an outline writer. And his co-host on the podcast, Steve Diamond, is primarily a discovery writer, who has also done outline writing, which you kind of have to do when you collaborate, and he's done several collaborations with other authors, including Larry. So he was able to provide some commentary and suggestions. contrary to what some people think, being a discovery writer is not just sitting down at your keyboard and just going, what am I going to write today? You do have like a instigating incident and characters that you kind of develop in your head prior to starting. You've got a place you're starting from. You got your some important points. You're just not having like a full outline. And as you write, if things seem to change around a little bit, you kind of go with the flow as long as it's good writing. Though Larry does have a bit of an advantage in that since he's got 30 books out already, he already knows how to resolve like a lot of, if he develops plot problems or stuff like that, he knows how to work his way out. All right, so number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, 11, over 12, number 13, over 14, number 15, over 16, under 17, over 18, and under 19. Let's bring this up even with the rest of them. A little bit more unroll. And let's take off the oldest flag, which should be this one. Okay. See if there's any chat to catch up with. Yep. Gwen says, please hit the like button, double check your subscriptions, and ring the bell for all notifications. Thank you very much for that, Gwen. We're about an hour and just under 20 minutes in, and you're getting pretty good. We need to get up to like 24 on the count on the bottom. And then we have like a 1 each of top and bottom. And we'll be done. All right, let me, I'll do these 2 here and then see if I can figure out where I put the container with the remainder of these. I know I have enough of them here, just don't know where I've got them here. Have them here yesterday. And then I slept since then. All right, so I just did orange, so it's time to do black. Great. And wrap around. I'll go over to the tama. Now we are chopping broccoli. Sounds like we got a siren going on somewhere. Doesn't sound like a usual siren, so I'm not sure which one it is. Doesn't sound like the volunteer fire department. Though it is kind of far away. Doesn't sound like it's moving. I'm not really hearing any Doppler on it. Maybe it is moving. Just not fast enough I can hear Doppler. And it does sound like it might be shifting relative to where I am. This one's got a little bit of unevenness, a little bit of static. A bit of fuzz bits on here too. Looks like they had a string that broke and they spliced it back together. And I'll put the tape on right there so it will be on the D-ring, not in the braid. It's pretty close to that spot anyway. All right, let's get that there. Get a little spritz. And there we go. are getting close. Actually, getting to the point where even if I don't get this finished tonight, next stream I will definitely be starting in on the braiding. This one's got a little bit of old thread stuck on it. Yellow, so I'm guessing it was well, might have been the last braid. I was able to just pull it off. And have to cut it off. That's a good thing. I do have the scissors right where actually the metal shear is just next to me. However, they are nice and new, relatively speaking. They have nice cutting surfaces, and they do make crisp, clean cuts, even in silk. 1, 2, and 3. So I realize I don't have the camera in a good spot to watch that. All right, tension looks good. Let's go ahead and roll this one up. On the other end. Part of the reason why, with the Donner Pass story, why I wasn't really thinking about snow is it was like late March when I was doing my drive through there, so it was a late winter snowstorm. And at least late for California, except for the mountains. Behind and under 1, over 2, 3, 4, 5, over 6, under 7, over 8, under 9, over 10, under 11, over 12, under 13, over 14, under 15, over 16, under 17, over 18, and under 19, which puts us at 76 tama. We are definitely past the 3/4 line. There we go. And let's take off the oldest flag. Actually, let's take off the 2 oldest. Drop it down to 2 flags. Which sounds like a really crappy amusement park. There we go. Get those off my fingers where the static wants to keep them, along with a little bit of adhesive. All right, let me catch up with chat. And Melee Gourmet. Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome, Melee. It's good to have you on. And Glenn saying hi to Melee. Just finish up the black one there, so we're ready for another orange. But I gotta find where I put the other top. I have a bag here, but I also should have a box that has some that I already have written. Ah, I see it. These in place. So that's 76, 78, 80, 82, 4. Move that box out of the way. So we'll probably need more of the other ones I was thinking I did. I do have some on the base there, so I'll build those first. And if you catch it on the replay, Melee, I had a nice story about how I went through Donner's Pass when it was closed to traffic. And we're doing orange. And walk it over. Let's go on top. Gotta have a piece of tape so the tama doesn't fall over when I pull too hard on something. One, two, when I walk back with tension pressure. And three. For measurements. And a little bit of unevenness on tension, but I think I got it pulled back. Let's walk this back the rest of the way. Now, well, I'm going to try. I think my arm is going to complain too much if I finish off on the stream tonight. I'll see how long I can keep it up. But I do feel like I am focusing better, which is making me very happy. Just give it a little spritz. Yeah. It feels like it just dried out already. Come on. Open up the leader loop. Let's make sure I stand. You guys can see me and I can knock the tama off the floor. One, two, three. Now engage in something. Sometimes it's frustrating picking the tama up by its string. Just slid back down my hand because I couldn't grip the thread, the kite string, hard enough to keep it from sliding through my fingers. All right, let's just go ahead and roll this one up. Have enough friction now. Tension looks good. And I have an overtime shift that I'm going to be scheduled for this Friday, which will help with the not having worked for like 6 weeks, or 6 out of 7 weeks, 3 of which were no paid time off. Almost back to where I should be. Just another paycheck or two, and everything will be. I'll have a reserve again. That's under 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, over 6, number 7, over 8, number 9, 10, number 11, over 12, number 13, over 14, number 15, over 16, over 17, over 18, up to 19, and over 20. Nine more double-ended tamas to go. 1, 2, and take off 2 oldest ones. because this is fairly snug now. They're not sliding around near as much as they were earlier in the process. This piece of painter's tape that's stuck to my thumb off of it. There we go. Have to vacuum those up. I'm done. And there we go. All right. We catch up on chat. Looks like we've got a few new ones. Mira says, good to see you, Gwen. Gwen says, good to see you too. Mira says, cool. And Mira says, I'll have to rewind. Ready. Let's see. Hey, we're up to 13 people watching. 11 on YouTube, 2 on Twitter, and 2 on Rumble, which are not counted with the total that StreamYard does for it. And Mary says, I finally got 60 hours on my drawing, now probably 60 hours more to go. Well, congratulations. Halfway points are fun. Or at least you know you're on the completing side, you're more than halfway there. All right, black is next. Okay. There. All right. Looks like I pulled this part a little bit. Let's get these back and even again. I am not going to overly stress it. I'm just going to cut the end to even it up. Make sure all of them are pulling up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we got full range of threads we're supposed to be pulling. Yeah. Second. I'll get this tied off and then I'll answer your question right now. You heading out there?
Yep.
Love you, dude.
Love you too.
I'm 4/5 of the way down. Have a hopefully uneventful night.
Served out.
Okay. Oh, if Rumble is going to be live in 30 minutes, I will change the lead right to Ian's, and then when he's live, I'll go ahead. Stop them. And go. Let's get a little moisture in here since there's puddle on top. And nice clean cut there. Thanks for letting me know about Ian streaming. That'll work out well for me. Well, actually, it took me about almost 2 hours. Should work pretty well. And I'll probably only have like 3 to 4 double tama string ups to do at that point. Oops. 1, 2, 3. So if this one will put me at 80 tama worked up. Only 20 left to go. That's 4 sets of black and orange. This one up too. There's the flag. Lark's heading out this side. So there. Right. And we go behind and under. Number 1. And number 2. Number 3. Over 4. Number 5. Over 6. Under 7. Over 8. Under 9. Over 10. Under 11. Over 12. Under 13. Over 14. Under 15. Over 16. Under 17. Over 18. Under 19. And over 20. It's getting pretty hard to pull those to the side of it all at once. Let's make sure the flag is in the right spot. Go. And take off the oldest flag. Go. All right. And okay. All right. So it says time to celebrate. And Raymond says, question, are the dark threads kind of in waiting behind the others until they're needed in the pattern? Essentially, yes, and also kind of no. So let me see if I can get this for a close-up on the camera. All right, so let's get this in focus. All right, here we go. So this is, with the yellow, let's log ahead. So and then we got the blue lines coming in. So that's kind of like what it is with the orange and the black. But if you flip it over the other side, it's the same pattern, just the colors are reversed. So yes, you have them hidden underneath until you're ready to use them, or they're the top is in the top until you need to move it to the pattern underneath. I hope that explains well enough what's going on with that. Let me get this back in focus for there. There we go. And it says drawing a beard is no joke. I can definitely understand that. Gwen says Ronka will be live in about 30 minutes. And Gwen says hi, bye, Mrs. Torin. And Gwen says you're welcome. You're making great progress tonight. Yeah, I feel like I'm really knocking it out of the park tonight. So let me go ahead and see. Let's go back to redirects. And I'm not seeing Ian on here, so may have to back out. Let's see, go to edit, customization, and add redirect. Well, it looks like Nick's stream ended, but I'm still not seeing Ian's stream yet. I'll just leave that there. I'll check it back in a little bit. Right. And, let's see. Mary says, members only stream. Actually, I'm not a member on Ian's channel. Let me go ahead and I should probably take care of that. Give me a second. And Raymond, I see very clear. So each braid is actually 2 layers woven together. Yes, it is 2 parallel braids, and you get your pattern by swapping between the 2. You also lock the edges together so that they stay locked relative to each other. But if you have a section where you don't actually have any pattern showing up, like you have a blank spot, if you have it fairly long, you can actually have a tube where you can put stuff in. Gwen says, "Oh, is that members only?" Apparently it is. Let me see what I can find here real quick. My phone. Oh, for those that were wondering what the deal was with why I couldn't renew my Twitter Premium or X Premium thing, apparently I needed to update my address for some reason. I put in the same information and it went through after that. We go to subscriptions. There's Ian. And I do not see anything there. Let's visit channel. And join. Oh, it's a leather working stream. The all right, so let's see now that I've joined them. Let's see if it shows up as a potential redirect. Search for the channels. No, doesn't look like you can do redirects to members only, which doesn't surprise me. However, I don't know if I don't have Tug. I'm not subscribed to Tug, but I think I am. I don't see him on there, but let me go ahead and type in Tug. All right. Okay. All right. So I got to redirect set to Tug then. All right. Let me catch up real quick here. All right. So we had Gwen says Tug is live, and the members only thing didn't show up in my notice on my phone. And Mary says that's right. Tug is live. Yeah, I'll probably go to Tug first, and then catch Ian's maybe on the replay, so that I can. Because I'm curious how Megan's doing, because I know it sucks getting your channel struck. Hasn't happened to me yet, but I'm friends, or at least I interact with enough people that have people that don't like them. But I'm expecting it'll happen eventually. Because YouTube is capricious, and we're not quite 2 hours, so I won't quite say the full thing that Megan Fox says about YouTube is age. YouTube is Amber Heard. All right, just did black, so it's time for an orange. Actually, I'm thinking with the way my arm is feeling and the fact that Tug is currently live and Ian will be on in about half an hour, I might go ahead and just quickly finish up an orange and a black, and then in the stream. And then the next one, which I'll probably do tomorrow night, I'll only have like about 40 minutes of setting up the braid, and then I can actually start in with the braid. So. Two. Three. Okay. Right, okay. I hope everybody's okay with that plan. Oh, when Flex was on her flexing around stream yesterday, somebody mentioned they're talking about cults and whatnot. Somebody mentioned that Joe Good Logic has a not a cult. She was mentioning that Danny also has a not a cult type cult. And I was wondering, do I need to start a not a cult? But I don't think I'm up for that level of work now. I'm trying to just get enough braiding done that I don't feel that I'm not doing what I need to do to keep this channel alive and growing. Yeah. Been kind of stagnated about between 1,500 and 1,600 for a good chunk of this year. 1, 2, 3. I went ahead and downloaded the demo version of that trucker game that Jeff was saying that he was going to get so he could play with Megan Fox. That Megan was doing on her stream. Flux is done on hers. Keyboard isn't that great for me. Of course, I was doing it without a desktop or anything like that to have the keyboard on. But I do have an Xbox controller hooked up to my downstairs TV, so I figured I'll give the demo a try with that. And if I can do reasonably well with a controller or something like that, where I feel like I'm able to control it reasonably well, I might go ahead and spring for the actual game. They apparently have a multiplayer convoy mode, which I figured might be fun to get in on if get the bigger boys and girls of YouTube to let me play with them. I'm cool, let me play too. Sorry, don't mean to be whiny. And I realize I'm still in the parasocial relationship where I'm the para end, not the social end. Or whatever it is where you're not a celebrity. And under 1, 2, under 3, over 4, under 5, over 6, under 7, over 8, under 9, over 10, under 11, 12, under 13, over 14, under 15, over 16, under 17, 18, under 19, over 20, and under 21. That you got the rest. And there we go. Catch the chat real quick again. Glenn says, Runkle Baylor is working on stuff to auction off. Yep. I did send him the braid to auction off that I made for him to do today, so should have time to get to him. Mela says yes. And Glenn says, sounds good. Sounds like a good choice on my part because I think my voice is starting to go. I'm going to start coughing regularly. It also has a chance for me to prep the tama because I'm doing the last set that I know is okay now. Excuse me. I'm going to pause talking for a little bit while I wait for my throat to settle down. Just sprayed my throat with the mister. Figure that would probably help a little bit. I didn't bring up something to drink, so. Yeah, I'm actually running about 2 hours, so it's about my normal braiding stream. Though I'm wanting to do some longer ones, just so I can get more progression going on. These are not certainly small. And 3. Good. So I have, after this one, I will have 6 sets of double tama strings to do. That'll be 3 sets of orange, 3 sets of black, and then an individual orange and an individual black. Go. A little misting. And that's very staticky. I don't know if you can see it, but it's almost like 1.5 feet across the way the strings are blowing out away from each other. Did I? Yes, I did. Hold 2 of them preferentially. Maybe put them back all at the same length. There we go. And not snagged around anything. Pass that on through here. Make sure nothing's hanging loose. Go. I'm going to miss the end again just to make sure. Oops. Okay, let's look at change the lengths of any. One and 2. Got a little bit of unevenness going on here. I might have to use a little bit of super glue to keep it up. We'll have to see when I pull tension on it. All right. Doesn't look too bad. Let's roll this thing up. And other than the static trying to push them apart, doesn't look too bad. I'm not seeing any obvious tension issues. Maybe. So I'm just going to mist the whole thing down a little bit. Let's try this again. Let's roll this a little bit, see if we got any tension issues. All right, looks like I do. One of these is not like the others. Time for the super glue. All right. Make sure the tension is pulled. And we got a little bit of okay. Make sure the tension is pulled. And spin it around so they stick together. Well, most of them got glued together except for the one that I needed. All right. It's a little tacky, so it's kind of sticking. Let's give it another dose of the cyanoacrylate. I think that's proper pronunciation. Cyanoacrylate. And give it a chance to set so it doesn't stick to the rest of the tama when it's rolled up. All right, there we go. It's still a little tacky, but looks like it got enough so it's not going to interfere with the tension. No longer causing things to stick to it. All right. I'm glad I misted the line down. Otherwise, I would have been having to fix it later. All right. So this will be 84. I'll have 16 individual tama left to do when I'm done. And did I lose the flag? Okay, apparently I'm going to have to undo both of these and get the halfway point marked out again. That's annoying. The dual arcs had just passed the thread, so I know where my halfway point is, but I don't have the tama all the way out. Right. And I guess it just fell off with a spray mist. That's annoying. Let's see, unrolling this tama. Just want to go past that point. I can tell this is going to be fun when it's time to get up to the lead or not, but it seems to work. All right, there we go. All right, so we have two of them, both equally. Let's go ahead and put this on right about there. It's not exactly halfway, but it's reasonably close. And since it will normally be on this side, there we go. Let's see. All right, there we go. That's good. The works head. Sorry this is taking so long, folks. But accidents happen. Let's see if I can get this side rolled up reasonably well. Should be enough. And oops. I just realized I wrong ends. So this one is the one that needs to go on this side. It's going to hang a little low, but it should be all right. Under one. And over two. Under three. Over four. Under five. Over six. Under seven. Over 8. 9. Over 10. Under 11. Over 12. under 13, over 14, under 15, over 16, under 17, over 18, under 19, over 20, and under 21. Nice. Let's actually help pretty well what I'm supposed to. Let's take off the oldest flag. There we go. Let me catch up the chat real quick. And Raymond says, good night, everyone. I'm off to the Weather Elf stream. And Gwen says, have a good night, Raymond YYC. And Mary says, see you there in a bit right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. I will probably have a stream tomorrow. I will finish up the remaining 6 pairs of tama and the 2 individuals and get started on the braiding. So let me check something real quick before I end the stream. Okay. All right. You are most welcome, Raymond. YYC, it's good to have you on. So I think that's everything then. We'll see you again tomorrow if you guys make it over here. And as always, everybody, stay safe and happy braiding.